In the construction industry, growth often requires diversification, which introduces operational complexity. And this also applies to your marketing operations, and how people interact with your brand. It's a big decision to bring in another service line. So I wanted to talk about how people often do this with their brands. Do they keep it in the same website under the same brand? Do they do different websites with the same social media, same branding? Or is it all completely separate? And I think that's a really personal decision based on your business and your business goals. So here we have what most people are probably doing in the US, right? Like custom home and renovation, put it under the same thing. Maybe commercial is on there too. Maybe it's just a footer link or something like that. All of your services are on this. It's all about building trust with your brand. All your testimonials kind of build this momentum for your brand. It helps with the trust. It's harder to talk directly to the consumer when you're on a website that's just talking about what you do. If I offered marketing services of all types to all people, I would have to say, here's what I do. Here are the things that I can do for you. And I would have to put it up to the consumer or the person on my website to figure out how those things relate to their business. But really what I'm offering is strategy inside the construction industry. So I can kind of guess exactly the person that's going to be on my website. And I can say, here's how what I do applies to you. So you end up talking about yourself a lot more than the person who's reading your website. And it's difficult to talk directly to the consumer on your website. But it still works. Like here's a massive example of an extremely successful national construction brand, Keeley, and they have tons of different services on their one website. So, I mean, these are all a lot of like B2B services. So maybe they have kind of one general consumer that is maybe shopping for multiple B2B services, or it's a lot more about industry reputation and trust for a brand than it is about speaking directly to a consumer. So maybe that's coming into play as to why they're all under one brand. All of these things are extremely high stakes, and they're all like relationship-based purchases. It's probably a long sales cycle. So it makes sense that they have all these things under one brand. They're trying to build a lot of reputation for this brand. But this is a business to consumer company. They build new homes, Ashton Woods, and their other brand is Starlight Homes. Ashton Woods is like upper middle market homes. So they're immediately able to talk to the people who love design, love our homes. So they're immediately talking to the person reading or visiting their website. And I bet their social media and all of that stuff is able to talk to their consumer a lot more closely. And their other brand, Starlight Homes, is the first-time home buyer brand. So they're entry-level homes. First-time home buying is a menu item, making home ownership more affordable. This is exactly the value proposition that they have for this exact person. It would be a lot harder to do this if they were under one brand. It would be way more likely that they're like, yeah, we do great design, but we also do affordability. And they're talking about we and us. But this is a pretty huge company. This is probably a bigger company than Rangeline Homes. Like, look at all these places that they serve. So massive company. I'm sure they have the internal operational capacity for their marketing team to operate multiple brands, multiple style guidelines, multiple brand voice guidelines, different personas that their marketing teams understand. So here is a company that's not as massive as Starlight Homes or Ashton Woods, but they also have multiple brands. Dillard Jones, this is kind of in my neck of the woods. Their main core offering is custom homes. When I visit this website, I can kind of see here are the regions. I mean, this is a very regionally constrained business. Their other companies are Doma Architecture and Tribus Interior Design. When I'm looking for a custom builder, like I get to see custom homes and menu items about custom homes. When I'm looking for an architect, I get to see things about architecture. And when I'm looking for interior design, I get to see things about interior design. There are a lot of obvious reasons why this works so well. But on the other hand, they need to have separate brands. They need to pay for separate SEO. They need to pay for separate Instagram video creation. It adds on to the cost of their marketing. And these brands need to build trust in the marketplace on their own. So what is your team's marketing skills? What are your growth goals? Do you have a brand that you want to build all the trust in, or do you want to diversify your brands and speak closer to the consumer? Ultimately, there are a ton of personalized factors that come into play when you're making this decision, and it's very nuanced. And then to add on to all of it, AI is changing how SEO works. So this used to be a little bit easier of a decision. If you only have the money to put into one good SEO campaign, drive as much traffic to your website as you can. But now with AI, people are spending more time on AI platforms, and social media is constantly getting more people to spend time on their platforms and figuring out how to limit the amount of outbound links. So we're all getting less traffic to our websites. All of these factors come into play so that people are spending more time on specific platforms and less time on your website. So they're coming to your website in more fragmented ways. They might come in through one exact page and then go straight to the contact form because they've learned about your website, developed a relationship with you on Instagram, and don't really care to learn more about your brand on your website. They've already done all that. So that could be an argument for having separate brands, having separate websites for exact services, because if AI is looking, what's the company to go to that does high-end luxury custom homes in one exact region? Is it a company that does everything, or is it a company that's talking about this specific region on their entire website, this specific service? And then when people get there, you're talking directly to them. So the technological changes are another factor that comes into play, making it kind of difficult to take older advice at face value. And that just adds another layer of nuance to this decision. I hope that this thinking process has helped you understand how to grow and build a better business. Thanks for watching to the end.